It's almost like I have... Oh, Jesus. My apologies if that was really loud. It's like I have to keep tricking YouTube into allow me to stream horizontally. Consider it tricked. Right. Let me get set up here. Let me see. Oh, that's not working. What the fuck? Oh, that's not working. Hang on a minute. How do I... Okay, can we... Yeah? There we go. Yeah? I literally have to, like, trick the thing. There we go. I have to... like, it's like, change orientation so you can go live. And then I'm like, okay. And I change it. And then I have to just, like, go back into it and shit. Like, it's hilarious. But anyway. Hold on, let me get set up here. Greetings, my beloved Japonator. Is this the Matrix? It's gas. It's like I literally have to trick the thing into allow me to fucking... Because it goes like change orientation and you go, yeah. And then you go live. And then it comes up and it's like, no, change the orientation in order to go live. And I'm like, okay. And then I like back out and change it again. And then it's just like, now it's working. I don't fucking understand it. Nor do I care to put effort into understanding it. Right. Let's see if I can get the... That's pretty much it, isn't it? Let's see if I can get the we'll get the orientation. The Orient Nation. It's so funny seeing myself like 3 seconds of a delay. And then it's like wobbling and shit. Okay, yeah? We're good. We're good. We arrive. We arrive, my beloved Japonator. Welcome back to painting. Right, let's get the tunes on. Let me see. Let me see. I'm going to begin. I'm going to begin with painting goo. And then I'll go into the new pin leg. I haven't listened to the pin leg thing deliberately because I like reacting live. So I'm going to do the painting goo song and then we'll go into the pin leg one. Bam, 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 bam. You turned our world upside down. In a good way, I hope. Hi, orientation is a very orienter. Right. We return to Pinreg Grimshits. Pinleg Glimshits. What's the other thing called? Smear Blobstein. Okay. Ugh. No coffee today. I made myself a paint goo. I got like some lemons and some limes, and I made myself like a citrus drink. It's actually delicious. Oh, I don't drink enough water. Need to change that. I think these things are so funny looking. They make you look like a big baby. Dead handy though. Okay. Right. His belly is still very transparent. So I'm gonna fill this. This is the first thing I'm gonna do is fill in the transparency of his belly. How the fuck it? I'm gonna turn that down a little bit. I don't want to feel like I'm shouting over it. Lemon lime water is goated. It's delicious. Like I put a bit of salt in it as well, and it's very refreshing, intensely refreshing. What was I gonna say there? Yeah, I had a fucking. I did technically have a shower last night, but I think it was because I had the washing machine on while I did it. The water was either like freezing cold or scalding hot. I couldn't find like a midpoint, so I just had to stand there in the shower and like put the sponge out and collect a lot of water and then hold it there for a sec to let it cool down for a bit, and then like I was in the 1600s in a fucking copper bath or something, just like sponge the water all over my head and shit. Like it was so hot that like when I went to change the temperature, it would literally like be close to burning me, like. And then it got so cold that it was like, it basically felt like it was like dry ice. Like it was fucking ridiculous. Like part of me wants to have like just a body shower, because I washed my hair and all, my beard and shit. Like, but part of me wants to have another body shower after the fucking stream, because like you know when you're like, you feel rushed because you can't get comfortable in the shower. So I was just like scrubbing myself like a Jew in Auschwitz. Man, I'd actually give anything to have an actual bath. Like I've thought about like purchasing one of those baths that you can. There's these like plastic panel things that you can like put together in your kitchen or some shit, like, and then just like fill it. Oh shit! Did I leave the fucking? I think I left the fucking sound on that. Fuck. Whatever. Hopefully too many people don't text me. Hey Emmanuel. I wasn't notified. I resent being ostracized. YouTube's renowned for shit like that. YouTube is renowned for shit like that. Like being really bad with notifications and shit. Like apparently Twitch is like that as well. I always hear streamers complaining that their viewers don't get the fucking the notifications for when they go live. Right, so I'm gonna play the pin leg Glipshits one. I think it's, like I love you, Stabaroo, so much. Like when I seen the one that says Khan with like 5 exclamation marks, I was like, no way. Because I was talking about Star Trek. You made a Star Trek song. Legend. Oh man, I love you. You're fucking gas. Right. So for those of you who may be watching and are not part of our little cohort of manic nutjobs, we created this guy yesterday, and within the space of like 24 hours, Stabaroo-sama has created a song just for him, and it's as follows. I can't wait to hear this. I'll turn it back up. I've been posting particularly spicy memes recently, though. I think I'm on the Mossad hit list at this point. Who isn't? Who isn't?
Full of doubt. Metrics beside and cross, mere globstein. Thinking sludge with 1,000 eyes, scanning streets, scrolling lines, no signal back, just noise and lies. We listened hard, we waited long, static answers, something's wrong. Is this intelligence or just a scream? Do they think it all or only dream? Finger on the trigger, judgment in place. Too glass to place, or not too glass to play.
Excellent. To glass the place or not glass the place. It's like, what was that, the Prophet of Regret from Halo? Your world will be nothing but glass. I always thought that was such an epic thing. Like.
Wars for symbols, cards for sale, empty pride in a carbon jail. Smear globs, skin bubbles, thinks it through. Runs the yards and under skew. Pin leg size, looks to the sky. Still no proof they're self-aware. We came in peace. We stayed too long. All this power wasted wrong.
Okay.
Is this intelligence or just a scream? Do they build or only consume and bleed?
This is deadly.
On the trigger, judgment in place. Too glass to place, or not too glass to place.
Okay. We've nearly dealt with the transparency of his belly. Hey, Margie. If I'm not on the Mossad list, I will be massively disappointed. Come get me, butt pirates. I wouldn't be inviting butt pirates. Oh, that's hilarious. I like the motion blur background. That's adept rendering. Kudos. Oh, you mean the outline? Thanks, man. Coming from you, that's high praise. Thanks, man. Somebody, I put the Mighty Bitey thing up on Instagram, and somebody called it a masterpiece. I was like, you serious? It's like, I'm still getting used to that. I'm still getting used to people being like, wow, that's really good. And I'm like, is it though? Like, what did you call it? Oh yeah, I like the motion blur background. That's adept rendering. Yeah, seriously, coming from you, that's high praise, man. Okay, now I'm gonna have to. So that was the first one. That was the original version, and then you put in a remix. So I'm gonna play the remix of Pinleg Lipschitz, and then I'll play the Can one, which I'm really like. That was really cool. I like the way you went for the kind of alien, neon electric vibe. That was really cool. The fucking lyrics though, like to glass the place or not glass the place. Fucking hilarious. All right, here's the remix. You're a great artist. Domo arigato, Margio sama. You are too kind. Mighty Bitey is really epic. Don't shortchange yourself, but well, I'm concerned with staying humble. You know, that's all it is. Um, but thank you. Look up C.Y. Twombly and his shit. You outbid him years ago. I'll check him. I'll check that out later. C.Y. Twombly and his shit. You outdid him years ago. Oh. That's like you saying stuff like that, man. Seriously, considering like that, like I've seen your work. That's high praise, man. Thanks very much. Mucho honoru, Emmanuel Sama.
Planetary metrics beside him cross me at lobster. Think a sludge with 1,000 eyes scanning streets.
So I'm gonna start this again. I was talking over it. So the first one is like a female voice, and then this one's like a male voice. Let's start this one again. I'm really liking the vibe. It's real like would you just call that techno? Yeah. Yeah, like the boom, 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 boom. That's deadly. We need to get together and establish the right wing art gallery that would go. Oh, dude, yeah, man. Like I said it like before. I'd love to, like, you know, obviously you're very busy as well, and like I've got loads of shit going on. Like I might have to go down to, well, not that I have to, but like I'm gonna be going down between here and Killarney, like to do a bit of work and stuff like that throughout the year. But I really want to like meet up with you in Dublin and like either collab or just like spend a day with shit and talk about shit. Like we should totally do a podcast. We should do that. Like we should do a fucking or even if I just like came to you and I put my phone up and we like just sat down and had a conversation and recorded it on the phone, and then we like individually uploaded it to our channels and stuff. That'd be really cool. We could talk about all sorts of crap. It'd be fucking awesome.
Think a sludge with 1,000 eyes scanning streets, scrolling minds, no signal back, just noise and light.
I keep talking over it. I want to listen to the song. I want to give your creations, Stabru-sama, their due. So I'm gonna stop talking. The vampires just read that and robbed my idea already. Like it is funny. You have to. Well, not that you have to be careful, but it's mad how you have to think about stuff or like keep that in mind these days. That like your phone is always listening to you and always watching you, which is like so creepy. Like Netanyahu literally turned around and was like, "You see that smartphone? When you hold your smartphone in your hand, you're holding a piece of Israel." It's like, oh, actually, before I will keep you talking for hours. Yeah, look at you talking to, man. I don't even need somebody to talk to. I can sit here for like fucking 3 hours talking to myself. I'm exactly the same. Like, I think that's a very Irish thing, is to just sit around like having a cup of tea and a smoke and like talking to each other about all sorts of stuff, like abstract and real or not. Like, you know, what was I going to say there? I saw this clip earlier on today of I can't remember the dude's name. The current leader of Argentina, that mad lad. And he went over to Israel, and he did the whole thing with the Wailing Wall, where they go over and they fucking, you know, basically kiss the Jews' ass. They fucking brown nose the fucking the Israelis. Apparently they awarded him with some kind of the guy that was talking to Jake Shields, the video that I saw it on, referred to they give him like a big blue horn, which to me seemed like a pun on Viagra or some shit like that. That's what it looked like anyway. It was a big blue horn made out of glass or something. But they awarded him some kind of prize or whatever, and the prize included like $1 million or something. Or like the award included $1 million, and his titties are transparent as well. I'm gonna have to fucking get some brown in there as well. Um, but basically, yeah, like the fucking Israelis like awarded this guy from the leader of Argentina this thing and a lot of money. And then there's like clips of him going to Israel and doing the whole thing, kissing the Wailing Wall and wailing and crying and all. Like, and after watching it, I was in the kitchen and I was making myself my lemon and lime beverage, and I was thinking to myself, the Wailing Wall, because the way I love wordplay and all. I was like, the Wailing Wall, like Wailing Wall, as in like a whale, as in like the mammal, as in, like like the sea creature whale, and then it popped into my head. I was like, oh my god, whales, like the way on streams or on the internet, well, not just the internet, but like it's a big thing on the in the culture on the internet, that if you have a stream and you're getting donations, or if you have like people investing financially in what you're doing or whatever like that, um the ones who are like the biggest donors are referred to as whales. But there's also like people who like you just like essentially like siphon money out of for all sorts of reasons, and they're referred to as whales. And when that popped into my head, I was like, oh my god, the Wailing Wall. That's what it is. The Wailing Wall is Israel's way of turning foreign power into whales, financial whales. And I was like, that's hilarious. That like, oh, so me must it. When I thought about that, I was like, that's one of those wordplay things, like profit and profit, or conduct and like it's like these words with these words that have a duality to them and all, like and I just started laughing. I was like, oh my god, Wailing Wall, are you fucking serious? Like, I thought that was very funny. But anyway, right, glib shits. I'd have to punctuate our chat with concentrate on the topic with you. You tend to tangent off into waffle from Mars. Yeah, man. I fucking I have what do you call it, like intrusive thoughts, but they're like not in a negative sense, because like as I'm talking about something comes in and I relate it to something else, and then I relate that to something else, and if I'm going long enough, I have a tendency to circle back, but then there are plenty of times where I just wander off into the ether and shit, like, but I yeah, that's what I said. I was like, you go to that wall and you cry, you fuck. Venezuela's new president has a pic of her kissing the whale wall also. That's hilarious. Why do they cry at it? They are supposed to be having a whale of a time. That's hilarious. Cry, for fuck's sake. Why do they cry at it? That's so funny. But like how fucked is that? Like, shouldn't we, like, you'd have to be only a psychopath, or like, no, you could say that they're kind of the same. Only someone who's like a really highly trained actor or a psychopath, and there's definitely a crossover there, can just like cry on command. And like, I don't know, maybe if he's got some fucking childhood trauma or some shit, like, but like he was like crying, like, you know what I mean? So it's like, how do you go up to a wall in a desert and just start going like, and it's like, what are you crying for? Like, it is it's funny how Islam and the Muslim religion is called like submission to God, like it's all about submission. But the Israelis, like everything, like Donald Trump, the guy from Argentina, like all these people that go over, like it has the same energy of all these people that, for some reason or another, like the Pope and fucking John Kerry or whatever, these people in places of power, for some reason, go to Antarctica, at like coincidentally very important times in any given year or some shit like that. And it's like, who are they actually paying homage to? Who are they actually submitting to? No, I'm not going to sit here and go on my tangent about the whole parasite thing, but you guys know. Now, I cried like a baby at the vets when Levi got the needle. I'm not a psychopath. Psychopath. Thanks very much. Yeah, but that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like you went to the vet and like your pet died. Like, do you know what I mean? Um, I was the same when I brought my dog to fucking to get put down event like because she was like 14 and she was like shitting herself all over the place and puking like a couple of times a day. It's that's what's so funny about it is it's like my poor my poor baby boy. Man, losing a pet is not easy for most people. Do you know what I mean? It's not easy at all. They become part of the family. They become part of you, like But that's totally normal. It's all about supremacy for the hats, but clearly there's a thumb hidden beneath those little hats as well. Yeah, it's like I don't know, like 190 bleeding quid. I know, like how fucked up is that you're paying someone to kill your animal? Like if we were allowed, well, I know we are technically allowed own firearms here, but it's like a lot of red tape and a lot of fucking bureaucratic nonsense that you have to go through and shit just to be able to get a firearm. Um, which I suppose you could argue is a good thing depending on the population, but whatever. The I just shoot them. Like I just like make them real calm, put a blanket around them or whatever like that. Take them somewhere out the back garden or secluded, maybe drive them somewhere nice and just like give them a fucking final meal or some shit like that and just bang gone. Like, do you know what I mean? And I know it may be a bit gruesome, but like to make damn sure that it was like instantaneous, I'd use a fucking shotgun, take the thing's head off. Like, won't feel a fucking thing. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like the idea of like, because like getting a needle and all doesn't feel good at all. And we don't know how that feels. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, we put people to death with the fucking lethal injection and shit, and like apparently you drown and stuff and all. It's supposed to be one of the most horrific. You could argue which one is worse, the fucking like electric chair or the lethal injection, but it's like executions, because that's what it is. It's like they call it putting them down or euthanasia, like words like that. It's like you're executing them, you're killing them, you know. And whether it be for moral reasons in terms of like fucking oh it ends their suffering or whatever like that. Well, one, you don't know how much they're actually suffering. You just know they're not well and they're old. Two, like you've no idea what that feels like. If you were to give me the option of like, okay, I'm gonna inject you with a needle that's gonna be full of a material or liquid or whatever like that that's going to like kill you in a few seconds or minutes or whatever, or we can just like shoot you in the head. Man, I'd rather go to the guillotine. Like fuck that. Like I genuinely would rather have someone just with a big scimitar or an axe or some shit just go bang and like end you. Do you know what I mean? Like fuck that shit. Like, but anyway, again, pin leg glib shits. Great. I am not talking through this time.
Pin leg clip shit. Sit the crown in a brownstone shirt. Gray head shining under dying satellites. Tiny legs sinking in the mud of progress. Huge gut full of doubt and planetary metrics. Beside him crawls smeared lobster. Think a sludge with 1,000 eyes. Scanning streets, scrolling minds. No signal back, just noise and lies. We listen hard. We waited long. Static answers. Something's wrong. so not the blast that plays. Cities picking like dying machines, and let's talk but nothing means. Wars for symbols, gods for sale, empty pride in a carbon jail. Smear glob steam bubbles, thinks it through, runs the odds, the numbers skew. Pin leg size, looks to the sky, still no proof they're self-aware. We came in peace, we stayed too long. All this power wasted wrong. Is this intelligence or just a screen? Do they build or only consume and bleed? Finger on the trigger, judgment in place. To glass the place.
Or not to glass the place.
Silence falls, the scales hang low. Mercy flickers, protocol says no. One more scan before the flame. One last chance to change the game. Hands of fate in an alien space. To glass the place
Or not to glass the place.
or not.
That's deadly. I really like that. To glass the place or not glass the place. Right, here we go. Con! I can't wait for this. He looks like he has a frowny face on his.
Training run. Simulated war. Real ghosts. Buried names claw back from the dark. Past mistakes don't stay dead. They wait. Exoplanet. Broken sky. Hatred learns to breathe. One name. Spoken like a curse. Wrath of Khan.
Great movie. Wrath of Khan. Great fucking movie.
Say it slow. Say it loud. Wrath of Khan. The past comes back. Burn you down. Say it loud. question. Think. Wait. Strike. Radiation hums. Door sealed shut. Logic over fear. A friend stands still. So others move forward. This is how legends end. Quiet. Certain. Path of contact. Victory costs pay in flesh.
This fucking slaps.
The human will outlives death. From death, life, from fire, sea. Genesis blooms, where heroes bleed. Wrath is gone. The lesson stays.
That was fucking class. I need to take a piss desperately. That's my second one of those actually. So like I'm filling up on liquids right now. So I am going to go up here. I think there was a load of these that I didn't play. I didn't get around to them. I'm gonna stick on this and I'll be back in 2 seconds. Oh, excuse me. Oh. There's nothing like draining the dragon. Oh, that was satisfying. They scream when they get the needle. I used to work in an animal shelter and a vet's office. Well, thank God my collie Casey didn't scream or bark or anything. She just like went like she was going to sleep or something. Um, but yeah, I'd well believe it. You know, like if you were in the animal's position and you don't really know what's going on, and then all of a sudden you start like feeling weird or like seriously not cool. I'm having blue cheeseburger tonight. Is that an innuendo, or is that just really nice burger? I wanted to look like he's wearing like a shiny plastic jumpsuit kind of thing, because apparently that's what the aliens were wearing in that guy I was talking about, your man Travis that got abducted back in the 70s or something. He said the little men were wearing like orange jumpsuits. I want parts of it to be like brighter. It's a delicious moldy bite. I don't know if I can handle that burger. But I don't think I've ever had blue cheese. I might have though. I've had some like fancy burgers. There's nothing quite like a really like nice gourmet burger where the patty is like a good inch and a half thick or something, like it's nice and pink on the inside and all, like, oh, so good. I like to try new things when it comes to food, Margie. Surprises happen. Yeah, I'm the same. When I visited Juju in France, she was just like feeding me all sorts of like extravagant things. I was like, ooh, what's this? Ooh, what's this? We were like 8 o'clock in the fucking morning. We'd stayed up all night talking and smoking and drinking. And then she brought me on a tour around her garden. And she was just handing me stuff like from the garden to eat. She was like, try this. Try one of these. I was just like, oh my God. Like the peas, the strawberries, blackberries. I think it was grapes or something. Like it was blackberries, peas, strawberries, and then I think there was a flower she gave me or something, like an edible flower or something. So good. So good, like. I've never had lobster. I've always wanted to try it. I've heard lobster like smothered in butter is like incredible. I've never had it. Fresh peas taste so green. Yeah, like the crunch off them. Oh, it's like it was those the peas in the little like crescent pod thing. Oh, delicious. Love lobster. I never thought of it that way, but fresh peas do taste good. Yeah, it's weird the way like certain things taste like certain like colors. It reminds me of that episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia with Frank, where he's like, "Blue is the best food." I love that shit. The best foods are blue. Antioxidants. That reminds me, actually, I need to watch the new It's Always Sunny. The last episode I seen was like the last episode of the last season. Like not the last season, the season before the last season. The one where Dennis basically has like a problem with his new car, which is like a piss take on a Tesla. Hilarious episode. I'm not angry at you. I'm angry at the system. It's so relatable. That episode with Dennis, like when he's like, I'm not angry at you. I'm angry at the system, with the car and the phone and the apps and like all the fun. I completely relate to that episode. I was going to get me some coffee and was going to put on my house shoes. One of them is gone. I looked over in the new puppy bed and she has it in her head. Her head is in my shoe and she's asleep. Oh, it's so adorable. I had me and a mate of mine were in my had just hanging around in my room one time, and my sister came down with a kitten that was like one of the new kittens from a litter from one of her friends down the road or something. And we were just like petting the kitten, playing with it and all, like, you know, keeping it busy and entertaining it and all. And then it went over to the corner of the room and fell asleep in my slipper. It was the cutest fucking thing ever, like. Puppy breath is the cutest thing. So I went barefoot and you took a picture? Fucking love animals, man. Now, I have never tried to render like shiny material before, so this might end up looking shy, but we'll see how it works. Yeah, it's not bad. No, I probably shouldn't have done that actually because I want there to be a zipper like the whole way. There's loads of these I haven't listened to. Morning metal. Intense. So funny, like you guys probably won't know. Maybe like maybe Stabaroo and Desmondu will know. Maybe even Printerbear. I don't know his music tastes. But there's a band called Upon a Burning Body from Texas or something. Very heavy. They were like they were huge. They went mainstream and stuff, and then they actually went kind of shit, which is usually the thing that happens. But anyway, they have this song called Sin City, and it's brutal. It's very heavy. It's really catchy as well. But I used to wake up to it. And, like, I remember thinking, I was like, I should probably stop waking up to this. like, like it's fucking intense. It's like maybe my mornings should be a little calmer. But it does. It gets you fucking going. Like. Yeah, I want to do like a zip here if I can. Put a little like put a little zip there. I suppose it could just. There we go.
Like a blade through the skull. Great light leaves the coven of dawn. Coffee tastes like rust and regret. Another road sworn to suffer on. Clocks are laughing, walls are closing. Briefcase of yesterday sand. I crawl from dreams into judgment. Monday carves a bone from within. Kneel before the hour hand. Hear the verdict scrape the floors. This day has come.
Monday.
So much more.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about this one actually. Monday. Monday. Yeah, we're looking good so far. Wait, there's a lot of paint here, so I'm gonna give that a while, let it dry. Monday. One day, perhaps a Monday, but one day when I have the money, I'll fucking I would really love to go and get some singing lessons and try and like, because I can do lows, I just can't do highs. I can growl all day, like, but it can't be like, like I can, but like I can't hold it. Like I can't hold a note. Certain notes I can't hold, like, you know. That's the trick. For the longest time, I had Death Clock's song "Awaken" as my phone said, "Awaken, awaken." Fucking chill. Pinleg is one of my faves. He's turning out quite well. I just remembered you didn't read my essay. Did you not hear me yesterday? I'm about halfway through it. I just need to get back to it. The whole thing about your man with the toilet and fucking Dadaism? Dadaism? Is it Dadaism or Dadaism? It's interesting, alright. It's definitely interesting. But yeah, I'll get when I finish it, I'll comment. I didn't want to comment without reading the whole thing, like, you know. I want comments and copies. Halfway is an insult. Am I that boring? It's not you. It's just like, I don't get a lot of time to like sit down and read shit. Like, I barely get enough time to like reply to comments on my socials and stuff. I spend a lot of time. That's fuck. Monday's class. That song is gonna make me like Mondays. I spend a lot of time. Like I'll go for walks, and I do like qigong, and like when I'm doing my exercise and stuff. Like I spend about like in and around 2 hours a day trying to make up for the fact that I sit down so much. And then when I'm sitting down, I'm working. So there's only like a small portion in the evening when like, or in the morning, when I get time to just like focus on replying to people and doing all my stuff and all. Like, now granted, obviously it's my fault, you know. It's like the ability to change that is mine alone. And I'm trying to make more of an effort to do that, where like I take out an hour a day and try to like reply to people and, you know, read things that I need to read and so on and so forth. Like, but I've always been bad for that. I've always been bad for like sitting down and like reading something. That's why I love like watching things or like listening to stuff, because you can do stuff while it's on the background. And even if you have to listen to it multiple times, it like seeps into your fucking memory. Like, Surrey, Demon, and Margie ought to be ashamed of themselves for their lack of support. Ah, well, you'll have to take that up with them.
Erased in frozen screams.
Monday fucking slams.
When the stream lights up and the brush hits steel, morning drums in the workshop wheel. From the clatter of cans to the sacred brew, here comes the Fenderoo with the painting goo, and stained bright with the colors of fate. Every stroke a vow, every trip first rate. From dawn till dusk, the banners flew. All hail the art of painting goo. Raise your cups, let the pigments flow. Honor and payment or shame, you'll know. Pay for the goo if your blood runs true. Or bear the weight of what your ancestors knew. Sing it loud, let the whole chat view. Defend the root pays for me and you. Demigod born of roller and flame, crafted in chaos, baptized in pain. Lessons drop between laughs and lore. Prime base coat, seal once more. From the daily grind to the final hue, the bear stands guard on Defenderoo. You watched, you learned, the work came through. Now the reckoning's overdue. Raise your cups, let the pigments flow. Honor and payment or shame, you'll know. Pay for the goo if your blood runs true. Or bear the weight of what your ancestors knew. Sing it loud, let the whole chat view. Defenderoo pays for me and you.
We'll do a little bit of work on smear here. Ah, Duke Fordu, welcome.
Roll it, shake it, lay it down. New thin
I'm calling you all out now. Now I'm hungry. I'm frying some cow flesh. I'm frying some cow flesh. Oh, Jim, you know. Oh, that's man. The lyrics to that are brilliant. Honoring, fucking pay for the painting you, or like fucking you'll suffer the pain your ancestors knew, and all like the lyrics to that are class. Right, it's time for the phrase of the day. Um, well, Po body's nerfect, Emmanuel. Tell me again how I am brilliant. No, no, you're being too needy right now. Maybe another time. I'll take my burger extra bloody, please. You want it just that nice shade of pink. Beautiful. Send me a link and I'll do my best. Always down to support your stuff, Emmanuel. Don't indulge him. Like, obviously support him. I'm only taking the piss. But, like, don't be nice to him. Be a dick to him. He needs it. Oh, fuck. Okay. It's time for today's phrase of the day. With the help of my feathery friend, Tobias Speakers Cross, and the ding of my tiny tongue, I send cleansing vibrations through the interwebs to cleanse you filthy mortals of your dirty, filthy chi, and allow it to flow freely. As I announce today's phrase of the day. I'm all I am all for getting more minerals in my diet, but metal shavings is a little much for me. I have to get context for this. This basically isn't a phrase. Like, one day Desmondu will grace us with a phrase that's actually a phrase. um, he sent me a photo, right, of like him like having his breakfast or something in work or lunch or whatever, like, and it's just this tiny little metal. It's not even a. I suppose it is a shaving, but it looks like a gnarly little thing. It's about the size of like oh, I don't know what you'd compare it to, like a fucking like it's like a little, it's like it is a shaving of metal that you'd see on like a fucking metal shop floor or something. It's tiny, but it's like sharp and mean looking and angular. It's about, about that big. Like, it's just resting on his fingertip. And he said, I'm all for getting more minerals into my diet, but metal shavings is a little much for me. Oh, sumimasen. Um, he went to eat his eggs this morning, and there was like a fucking little like metal shaving. And he sent me a picture of it, and I was like, Jesus fucking Christ, that's crazy. Like if that, as small as it is, if you'd have swallowed that, like that could have done all sorts of damage. Because it looks like a sharp little fuck. But we had a funny back and forth after that. Because I turned around to him and I hope you held on to it, like, and not just the photo, so you can like show them to the bastards later and be like, look, this is what I found in like the food I ordered from you guys, like. And he was like, unfortunately, after I set it down, it inexplicably vanished. Hope the picture will be enough. I already called them about it, and they're expecting me this afternoon. And I was like, it gained sentience and fled like the Ring of Power. Like, if you remember the scene from Lord of the Rings where the ring flees Gollum, the ring leaves Gollum because it feels Sauron reawakening, and like Gollum has just had the ring for like, I think, what, like a few hundred years at that stage, like, and all of a sudden the ring just like, causes something to happen where it then bounces into the river and then it floats down the river, and then that's when I think Isildur finds it. I could be wrong. Or is it Bilbo? No, yeah, that's how Bilbo gets a hold of it, isn't it? Is it flees from Gollum, and Gollum is like, my precious, and he's going ape shit and all, and then Bilbo finds it. Because he's like, on his adventure through the cave or some shit like that. So that's how it ends up at the end. That's how it ends up in the hands of Bilbo, and then Bilbo has it for ages, and then that's how it ends up getting to Frodo. Like, but it's like implied that the ring is actually like sentient in a sense, because like it can feel its owner, and it wants to go back to Sauron and all, like, so it's like it gained sentience and fled like the Ring of Power. And he was like, it seeks to be reunited with its master, Grill Brusherman. But we have a bonus Polak joke as usual, because we were talking about Lord of the Rings. It's Lord of the Rings inspired. Why wasn't the Lord of the Rings set in Poland? Because the Ring of Power would have been pawned for vodka. I texted back. I was like, believable. Oh, fucking hell. Your mission for tomorrow, Desmond Usama, is to actually give us a phrase. You're to give us a phrase of the day that's actually a phrase. Oh, fuck. Where am I with the music? All right, yeah, the Celtic outro is there. Mighty. Oh, that's this. I want to stick on Mighty Bitey because it's hilarious.
The last thing you want to come across is a member of the Mighty Bitey clan. And you're out foraging for berries and grapes, grape haze.
Grape haze.
In the local forest region.
In the local forest region.
From the bush. Proceeds to steal all your belongings and take a big chunk out of your ass, and then scurry off into the distance laughing at you while you bleed from your bum and realize that you have been mugged by a monster. All hail the Mighty Bitey.
Mugged by a Monster is like an album name.
The last thing you want to come across is a member of the Mighty Bitey clan, and you're out foraging for berries and grapes, grape haze in the local forest region. And a Mighty Bitey slithers from the bush, proceeds to steal all your belongings and take a big chunk out of your ass, and then scurry off into the distance, laughing at you while you bleed from your bum and realize that you have been mugged by a monster.
All hail the Mighty Bitey. It has no right to slap that hard.
The last thing you want to come across is a member of the Mighty Bitey clan, and you're out foraging for berries and grapes, grape haze in the local forest region. And a Mighty Bitey slithers from the bush, proceeds to steal all your belongings and take a big chunk out of your ass, and then scurry off into the distance, laughing at you while you bleed from your bum and realize that you have been mugged by a monster.
All hail the Mighty Bitey.
Mighty Bitey. Mighty Bitey. Mighty Bitey. The last thing you want to come across is a member of the Mighty Bitey clan, and you're out foraging for berries and grapes, grape haze in the local forest region. And the Mighty Bitey slithers from the bush, proceeds to steal all your belongings and take a big chunk out of your ass, and then scurry off into the distance, laughing at you while you bleed from your bum and realize that you have been mugged by a monster. All hail the Mighty Bitey. Oh, Mighty Bitey. Mighty Bitey. Mighty Bitey.
I love that bit.
a member of the Mighty Mighty clan, and you're out foraging for berries and grapes, great haze in the local forest region. And the Mighty Mighty slithers from the bushes.
It fucking slaps.
And take a big chunk out of your ass and then scurry off into the distance, laughing at you when you bleed from your bum and realize that you have been mugged by a monster. All hail, Mighty Mighty. Mighty Mighty. Mighty Mighty.
Fucking brilliant. I want to listen to fucking, where's the I Shouldn't Have Done It Yet, or whatever it's called. Oh, it's fucking deadly. It's before the playlists, isn't it? Like dude, the amount of songs you guys have made is ridiculous. I was only thinking this there when I was making food yesterday in the kitchen. I was like, if this keeps going the way it's going, like Painting You is going to have hundreds of songs, all based on things that like I've painted while you guys are watching. Like, that is the coolest fucking thing ever. Like, we could literally have Painting You albums. Like, we could break them down into albums and release them and shit. Like could you imagine, like, how cool would that be if we took it, right, and we like burned them onto actual CDs, or like, and fuck it, like we sold Painting You albums, like, you know, it'd be fucking savage. It'd be so fucking cool. There we go. Oh yeah, I forgot the Irish see kindness as weakness. We're so kind that if people are kind to us, we find it a bit odd. We're a paradoxical bunch. Remember that Frodo failed at the last moment? It was Gollum that saved the day by being a twat. I know, yeah. That's why Lord of the Rings is amazing. A phrase will be delivered. Excellent.
Dust in the wind, it clogs
My veins,
footsteps sinking filth.
nothing remains.
Every breath
Away.
against decay, against the plague.
Wounds that never cure.
Scrape the grime, must endure. I stand alone
A clean man.
in this wide
Land.
rivers black, the
Skies are gray. Won't take my soul away.
flies form thick, a living shroud. Rotten stench, it screams so loud. My
I stand alone, a clean man. Broken land. It's black, the stars are gray. Filth won't take my soul away. It's such a tune. Fucking deadly.
Mud in the veins, black in the sky. Every breath, truth that dies. Glass shards rain, piercing the soul. The world's
It's a pit.
swallowing whole. Cleansing flame, burning deep. Rise above the filth they keep.
Shanadriya, stay alive. Through the rot, we survive.
Purity, we hold it tight. In the filth, we walk chains of decay, pulling down. Falsehoods reign. Hands of state.
I can't check the picture right now, Margie, because I'm using the phone. I'm assuming you sent it to me on Instagram, yeah? Or did you send it in Telegram? If you can send it to the Painting View chat in Telegram, then I'll be able to see it because I can see it on the laptop. Fucking class. I'm gonna read some of these. I sent you. You sent me a picture of the puppy. Um, yeah, if you send it to me on Telegram in the Painting Goo chat, or you could just send it to me on Telegram. You don't have to send it to the Painting Goo chat. Um, it's much more difficult for me to check Instagram right now because I already have Telegram open and the stream and fucking I'm using the phone. I'm making some vaguely biblical myth and lore metal tunes. Awesome. Do you guys have any favorite biblical lore? Made one on the Wheels Within Wheels description of angels. It's pretty cool. That sounds awesome. Yeah. The first thing that came to my mind there was the is it the Horn of Jericho or the walls of Jericho being felled by that horn. I always thought that sounded like a really cool thing. And then is it Archangel Michael or Gabriel? I think it's Michael. Is it Archangel Michael is the one that shows up and everybody like shits themselves, isn't it? Or is it Gabriel? Is it Gabriel? I can't remember. The archangel that shows up with the flaming sword. I'm pretty sure it's Michael. My biblical lore is fucking terrible. Like I still have yet to read the books. It's just like that's one of those things that like I want to get the books and then slowly over time, like an hour a night before I go to bed, like fucking one of the things that I want to try and do is I want to try and induce like intense dreams by like reading a lot of stuff before I go to sleep. Um, but yeah, the walls of Jericho being destroyed by that horn, and then Archangel Gabriel or Michael, whatever one comes down, and like like everything just stops. Like his word is absolute. The flaming sword that he uses to conquer all demons and all this shit. Like it's just that archangel sounds like such a badass. Like when he shows up, like everyone's just like, oh my god, like just sounds like such a badass. Um, and then Solomon and the ring, the way he subjugates demons. I always thought that was a really empowering, because like a lot of the other stuff is just like don't sin, like obviously Jesus says don't like fear not and have no fear and do not be afraid and all these things, but like typically like the biblical like religions and stuff like that kind of give you the impression that you should fear demons, and you should fear like you shouldn't converse with demons and you shouldn't like like obviously there's truth in that. Like you don't want to be talking to something that's trying to manipulate you or lie to you or convince you of evil things. But if you're not supposed to fear them, then would you not like study them and try to understand them? Because like knowing thine enemy is a good thing. So like when I heard the story of Solomon, like and how he like subjugated demons through like alchemy and occult magic and stuff like this and the ring of power or whatever, like I always thought that was really cool because it gives you the idea it's like you could get like a man could get to the stage where he uses the forces of evil for good, you know. I don't like because life itself is like we live in the gray, we don't live in black and white. We live in the gray. Um I always thought that striving to become so fortified spiritually that you could like that demons would fear you, you know. I thought that was really cool. So there's three that I would suggest making songs about. Um, Largely based off the Book of Jasher, wild stuff in there. Yeah, I've heard of that before. The Book of Enoch and the Book of Jasher have like the craziest shit in them. Like, um, I like Samson, cool dude. Samson the Great, isn't it? Isn't he usually symbolized by a lion head or something? Samson. There's a game franchise called Darksiders that's very biblically inspired. You play as one of the four horsemen. In the first game, you play as War. In the second game, you play as Death. And the third game, you play as Fury, but it's a female. Like third one's a bit shit. And then they never did a fourth one. They kind of like I think they basically just the games didn't do well enough, or the company didn't do well enough for them to like do all four of them properly. Like, because the fourth one was supposed to be Strife, and he always looked really cool. He had like two pistols and shit. Like, um, but the lore in those games is that like somebody uh breaks the seals intentionally and causes the apocalypse to happen way before it should have happened, and mankind is completely wiped out. Well, nearly wiped out. Like there's literally only a few thousand humans left or some shit like that, because heaven and hell show up on Earth. So the demons and the angels are like fighting each other, and just like humans just get slaughtered in the middle. And you play as, because the four horsemen of the apocalypse, like because the apocalypse has been uh, triggered prematurely. You play as War, who was like summoned, and like War shows up on Earth, and he's like, there's something wrong here," like, and then he gets blamed for it, and imprisoned by a bunch of dudes called the Charred Council, who are essentially these like cosmic uh, keepers of order or some shit. And then in the second game, you play as Death, who embarks on an adventure to redeem War, because he knows he's not to blame. They're, like, the first two games are really fucking cool. The lore, the art, the combat, even like the games themselves, like are really really fucking cool. Well worth the play, and you can get them super cheap these days. But they're like really really fucking cool games. They're like graphic novel comic book adaptation kind of thing. So like the art in them is like kind of cartoony, but still very like fierce and violent. Really cool. Um, I don't know much about Samson. I don't much about any of them. Like, I like when Moses. I like when Moses departs the sea. When Moses leaves the sea. Man, typos could be hilarious. Men, horses, and all flopping in the water. Like, yeah, like the imagery. There's a Disney. I think it's a Disney movie called The Prince of Egypt, and the way they depict Moses parting the Red Sea in that is fucking incredible. Absolutely incredible. The way he just like slams the staff into the sand, and the ocean just goes whoom, and it's like a couple of 100 feet across. So it's enough for everybody to get through, but they descend by walking down the beach and then down into the sands and all, like, and the water is like hundreds of feet high, as it would be obviously, like, but it's one of the most epic things I've ever seen depicted, because the idea that you could just carve a path through the water and then walk along the land and all is just like fucking insane. Like, um Moses parted the waters after he departed Egypt. Never mind, that's my bad side showing. Don't you're far too harsh on yourself, Margie. Um, there's a part of all of us that, like, it's a very human thing to want bad people to suffer for what they did. You know, like the wicked inflict suffering upon the innocent, so it's totally understandable, even justifiable, for the innocent or the strong to not wish that suffering upon the wicked, but to seek justice, um, to seek that justice be inflicted upon the wicked. You know, like I just said about Gabriel or Michael or whatever which one it is. Like, the the amount of us that would happily sit there eating popcorn while an archangel butchered a load of pedophiles, or, like, fucking bad, you know, you know, wicked people. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, we'd all be sitting there going, "Get him!" Like, do you know what I mean? Fuck him up! Like, like taking pictures and shit. Like, like years later, you're showing your grandkids, and like, and this is when the Archangel Gabriel came down and cut Jeffrey Epstein in two and flung his two parts into the ocean. Like, uh, my bad side came out when I found out my youngest grandson is also my stepson. How does that work? That's confusing as fuck. Your youngest grandson is also your. He's the guy you married. What? No, actually, that was my. So, did Billy have an affair or something? Like, what are you talking about? That's crazy. That's a trip. That one. Your youngest grandson is also my stepson. So, please correct me if I'm wrong. But does that mean your stepson? So that, like, did was it Billy's ex or something, or your fucking? You have to explain that one to me. That's wild. Discovering something like that would bring anybody's bad side out, Margie. You're far too harsh on yourself. Oh, you sent the. I seen that you sent the image there. I'll have a look at Telegram now. Oh my god, that's adorable. What kind of dog is it? Oh my god, that's so cute. He's like proper curled up and all. Like, or is it? Did you say it was a she? That is so cute. So fucking cute, man. Puppies and kittens, like, do you know what I mean? Like, I've never understood how, like obviously I get that people like the utility of like drowning a lot of kittens because you can't take care of them or some shit like that. Like, but like, I never understood people being able to like just be able to put a lot of kittens in a bag and drown them. Like, do you know, like I just see it always just seems so fucking mind-blowingly horrific to me for somebody. Oh my god, he's so cute. Oh my god, he's so fucking cute. Or she, whatever, like that is an adorable puppy. That is an absolutely adorable puppy. Gorgeous. Oh man, it's like I miss having a dog. Um I love the tale of where am I now? Do, do, do. I love the tale of Elijah when he's trash talking the prophets of Baal or Baal. Elijah when he's trash talking the prophets of Baal. Samson, Moses, Elijah talking smack. Got it. Printer Bears are just like taking notes. Like, so far, I have the legend of the garment of skin, allegedly passed down from Adam to Noah and eventually to Nimrod. The garment of skin? Interesting. You, I don't know if you play video games, man, but you'd probably be really into the video game Elden Ring. Well, Dark Souls as well, but like Elden Ring has tons of biblically inspired, well, just religiously inspired, I suppose. Like, what would be the term? Not necessarily, like, yeah, like religious myth inspired stuff. Like they have giant golden trees. There's gods that like are like grafting parts onto themselves to make themselves immortal. Like there's one guy that's like part dragon and shit. Like really cool stuff. I haven't played it yet because I refuse to play it on a four. I want to wait till I get a five or like a really powerful laptop or PC or something. Um, but you'd probably be really even if you just watched like a playthrough on YouTube if you're not big into playing video games yourself. But Elden Ring has a ton of biblical shit. The reason why I'm saying that is because when I read that the garment of skin, um, there is enemies. There's a two boss characters in particular, and there's like a cult or a group of people in Elden Ring that are called the Godskin Apostles, and they wear garments that are made from the flesh of demigods. Really cool shit. Wheels and wheels with eyes, angel description. Yeah, the biblically described angels are fucking fascinating. wheels within wheels turning, and there's like eyes all over the wheels, and there's fucking wings and shit. Mad stuff. Enoch caught up heaven through a whirlwind. Crazy. Like, what did he got up to heaven through a whirlwind, or like Enoch caught up heaven through a whirlwind? And which one's Enoch? Who's he? Is he Methuselah's father? Okay, like obviously I could be completely wrong. Like, I have the remastered Ten Commandments on Plex. Looks brilliant, even for the 50s. I don't think I've ever watched any biblical movies apart from fucking. I did watch The Passion of the Christ, but I remember fuck all of it. I should probably watch that again. If I watch The Passion of the Christ now, I'd probably be like, dude, what the fuck? Like, because now I have context, you know? At least some context, obviously. Like, and I'm still, like, really ignorant to a lot of the shit. Like, 14 years ago, Chihuahua. It's a Chihuahua? No way. She's so much fun and wild. Ah, well, she's a puppy. I can only imagine 14 years ago. So like, yeah, you discovered that 14 years ago. That's wild. And like, if you don't mind, you know, explaining, like, so what? How did that come about? Was it that Billy had an affair with someone or had a child before you? No, I just now discovered it. He's 14 years old. Oh, so this is like a real, like, oh shit. And that's fucking jarring as fuck. My mom, like, not every family, but like, man, like, so many of our families have like really fucked up dark secrets, you know, and weird shit and all. Like, people can hold on to stuff. I knew he didn't belong to my son. The women can always tell. The women can always tell. You look the second you look at the kid, you're like, that doesn't belong to that guy. You can just, the women are really good at like looking at the baby and being like, nah, you're not from him. Like, that's mad. Like, here's one for you. Like, so on my dad's side of the family, I, for years when I was growing up, all I knew about my father and his siblings, right, was it was my father, then my auntie Anita, then I think it was my uncle or godfather Keith, and then my auntie Nicola. I think that was the order. But as far as I was aware, I had two aunties and one uncle who was also, asked to be my godfather on my father's side. Those were his siblings. Those are the ones I knew about. That was it. It was only when I was like 15, 16 or something that I even heard about another sister called like Sharon or Shannon or something like. And long ago, she had like fled to the UK for some reason, and like nobody speaks to her. I've never met the woman. Like, just weird shit, you know, weird stuff. The type of stuff that like you would wonder why your parents don't tell you those things. Like, you know, like you could argue it's like, well, what they don't know won't hurt them, but like, it is the kind of stuff that just eventually comes out. So why not tell them anyway? Like, you know. But I'm the bad guy by his family. They are crazy. Yeah, well, people like that always blame you for their sins. Do you know what I mean? The weak, fucked up people always shirk responsibility and fucking blame other people. Like, you know, like, well, it wouldn't have happened if like, no. It's like their fear of the truth and their fear of responsibility for their own actions and stuff like that makes them weak, and they should be pitied. Like, do you know what I mean? But it's good that you have that, that you at least acknowledge like they're crazy. Yeah, they're fucking crazy. Like, I mean, what did you do? You know, you find out fucking only a while ago that like that kind of thing. Like that's wild, utterly wild. Like, um, right. I need to pee again, so I'm gonna stick some tunes back on, and I will be back in 2 minutes. Right, be back in 2 minutes.
Mud in the veins, black in the sky. Every breath, truth that dies. Glass shards rain, piercing soul. The world's a pit, swallowing whole. Cleansing flame, burning deep. Rise above the filth they keep. Ashada Dunya, stay alive. Through the rock, we survive. Purity, we hold inside. In the filth, we walk alive.
Oh, dear God. Whew. I haven't been this hydrated in a few days. Fuck.
Chains of decay, pulling down. Falsehoods red, crown, hands of stay.
Where's the I don't remember much of these ones. So much I've forgotten, like loads of them. Jesus, there's 21 here. The ambient film score. River of My Sun remastered, Starlit Machines. Dude, like you went on a fucking spree making all these, like Celestial Whispers. Fucking hell, like you're trying to hurt me. The fucking klezmer metal, like, oh man. Missy is doing okay after I gave her CPR, but now she is peeing on the floor. The new puppy uses the pad. That's hilarious. Finally, the new pressure washer is installed, working great so far. You got a new pressure washer in work? Awesome. Well, like the one you were working with up until now was just a bit shit, was it? I'd say that was frustrating. There's nothing worse than the tools you're working with and your job being fucking subpar. I hate that shit. She is so cute, Margie. She is so cute. Oh, I didn't realize. I didn't realize that Printer Bear dropped those ones. I've only got 5 minutes left though. We'll listen to one of your biblical ones, and then I'm gonna head off. Need to cook dinner. Cut them down. The first one's called Cut Them Down. Fucking love it. It was shit. Then it shit out in these frozen months. We had been reduced to the garden hoses for the ice snow and grind. Oh, Jesus Christ, that's ridiculous. At least you don't have to deal with that shit anymore. Just like bends all over.
Ancient whispers carved in stone. Giants tread where men can roam. Their shadows dark, their hunger vast. A world of flesh, a world to cast. Taxes rise, the great trees fall. The heavens watch, they heed the call. Cut them down, the roots must bleed. Giants rise in their endless greed. The flood will cleanse, the earth shall wail, and waters deep. The mighty fail.
I love shit like that. Like revving a chainsaw with a guitar, like.
Mountains tremble, forests weep. The great trees sever, the roots rot.
Alleged? Did you mean to say alleged, or is that like somebody's name in the Bible? Alleged? Giant trees cut down, causing flood by God's order. Not accurate to canon, but interesting myth. It makes a lot of alleged. Yeah, I see the myth. Like it makes a lot of sense though, doesn't it? Like, do you know what I mean? It's like, people say that like the fucking Milky Way is like a scar in the firmament and shit and all. Like it makes a lot of sense. Like unless you could somehow figure out that it rained constantly for like 70 years or some shit like that, like obviously that would cause insane floods. But didn't it flood like instantly overnight and like to an insane degree? So that would lend one to think that there was a fuck ton of water sitting either up in the sky or somewhere below that like opened all of a sudden. And it, like, with all the Indian stories and Hindu and shit in the past of all like, these like chariots of fire and these huge ships of golden cities and laser beams and nuclear explosions and all this fucking shit, like like a horn, like the being able to fell the walls of Jericho and all this fucking shit, like just intense sonic capabilities that could like reduce a whole city to dust and shit. Like it's not difficult to imagine that you could have some kind of catastrophic weapon or event that just released an insane amount of water. And like if you were God in quotes or whatever, like, and the place had become so utterly corrupt in various ways. Like, think about it. Like, what do we all use to clean stuff typically? Like, fucking Demon Hunter Bear was just talking about how he got a new power washer. Like, we use water to clean things, so like that, canonically or not, makes total sense that, like, if you were either in control in a human capacity or in control in a god capacity, and you had made the judgment call, or you had discerned that, it was like, all right, this has gotten out of hand. How am I going to fix this? Flooding's a pretty good way to do it, but at the same time, that means that you're killing a lot of, like, was everything so utterly corrupt that you needed to kill most shit? And the idea that just like one man and like his, family or whatever like that are the only ones that survive doesn't really make a lot of sense. And then, like, who did Noah's son go off and meet and stuff? So obviously there was like pockets of humans that survived, even biblically speaking or whatever. I really, really, really enjoyed watching. I don't know who directed it, but the movie Noah with Russell Crowe and, was it Emma Watson, and that dude from Billy Elliot, I think, that actor, and that English guy who's always doing gangsters, kind of like fat dude. He played like one of the sons of Cain. Um, I thought like that was an insanely cool adaptation or telling of the story. Like the Watchers, the way they were big, like they were like light encased in rock and all this shit. Like, and there's one Watcher. Was it one Watcher? Oh no, yeah, no. Like the Watchers, like a few of the Watchers fucking help defend Noah as he gets the boat out of there. Um, when the sons and daughters of Cain show up to destroy the place and all. Oh, yeah, it was really cool, really, really cool. I really enjoyed that movie. And even though it's like 2.5 hours long, I watched it like multiple times, like within a week, because I was just like, oh my god, this is intense. Like, um, and it makes a lot of sense. Like, I mean, nothing new under the sun and all. Like, where do these people get these really cool stories from? The old stories. It's the same stories again and again and again, just told in different ways and stuff. Like, I um, I would love to, like, when I have a bit of money to start spending on myself and things that I want, instead of just like surviving, week to week or whatever, and focusing solely on, like, food and paying internet bills and whatnot. Like, when I have a bit of money to myself, I want to get a lot of books, or at least pay for, like, a subscription to like Audible maybe, and get some audiobooks or some shit. But like, I would prefer to actually get physical books, and I want to get like everything from like the Greek mythology, Egyptian mythology, Chinese mythology, Hindu mythology, Christian mythology, like all of it. I want to get like samples of all of them, because it's all just so fascinating to me. Like, if you haven't already, you really need to. What's that? Kingdom in Context, KIC. The YouTube channel Kingdom in Context. I watched like 30 fucking videos of his thing, because he has a playlist where he breaks down loads of stuff about what happened with Babylon before and after Babylon, and all these different things, and he compares the Hindu stories to Christian biblical myths, and he talks about the Vajra and the this tool thing that like the Hindu gods had, and it's like pretty much an exact carbon copy of like Thor's Mjolnir. It does the same stuff. Um, like there's a few people like that who have looked at all these like the paintings and the pictures, the pictures of like from each myths, and so many of these like mythical characters have a trident or a spear, or they're able to control lightning, and they, the whole thing of like chariots of fire and like floating cities and all this fucking shit. Like it really does make me think that our history, our real history, is almost literally like the stuff we see in movies, you know, or cartoons like Dragon Ball. Um, and they've like convinced us all that that is fiction in quotes. Like that's just like, oh, that's just stories. It's just made up shit or whatever like that. Like I'm genuinely of the belief that we have been, in a sense, imprisoned or subjugated by something or someone, maybe even ourselves, and we have like some kind of amnesia or some shit like that. Like, but we used to be like way more powerful, and we're capable of like incredible shit that most of us wouldn't even be able to comprehend. And our ability to like be in harmony with this place and use this place in various ways has been taken from us, or we relinquished it. Like, could you imagine how tragic it would be if that we discovered that, like that Faustian deal of like, oh, I will grant you this, or like, like the genie, like you get three wishes or whatever like that. Like, could you imagine how mind-blowingly tragic it would be to discover that our ancestors gave up their power because they thought it was like the right thing to do, or they would get some kind of thing from giving up their power. And then once they realized what they had done, they were like, oh my God, what the fuck have we done? Like, how are we ever going to get back to that? Like, how are we ever going to attain what we've already attained before and stuff? Like, which is one of the reasons why I think the whole little season theory is probably true. I wouldn't be surprised if like we are living in a time that is post golden age, where our ancestors lived in a world and in a time where like, you know people lived way longer, people were way more powerful and way more like capable, had a much higher capacity for things. And now we live in a time where like, it's completely different, and we may as well, like, relatively speaking, we're basically like a bunch of ants right now. And if that is true, then it kind of makes like cosmically, or like, karmically, maybe it makes sense. Like maybe we did stuff in the past with our vast powers and knowledge that justifies us having our powers taken away from us. Kind of like a child who got given, like, the Prometheus thing or whatever like that. Like what if we were granted these powers or whatever at one point, and like we ended up doing insanely degenerate shit, like. But then you'd have to make the argument probably of like, so we all got punished, you know? And like that exists today. That, like, laws are made for the worst of us. Laws are, uh, created and enforced based on the behavior of the worst of us. Which, when you think about it, is like fucking crazy and retarded. And like completely unfair of the lawmakers to do. Do you know what I mean? It's like, oh well, somebody did this horrible thing, so now we're going to make this law that totally fucking, handcuffs, metaphorically, figuratively, all the innocent people that like would never even think of doing such a thing. So like we all have to adapt because, a minority of us are behaving like animals, you know? And that could explain this like spiritual feeling of like what are we? Where did we come from? Why are things so bad? Like, do you know what I mean? Like loads of us are like pondering and wondering like why things are the way they are. And then you have groups like the Jews in quotes or the Israelis or whatever you want to fucking call them, who are like, you deserve to be treated this way. You are nothing. You're no better than cattle and all this fucking shit. It wouldn't surprise me at all if we discovered the real truth of our origins. That like it's a combination of some of us were incredibly arrogant and foolish and like did some stupid shit, which gave other people or entities or gods the excuse to subjugate all of us. And it's like this, you know, millennia old tragedy where like because if something like that did happen, maybe that's why Prometheus gave us fire. Do you know what I mean? Like imagine like a god or a demigod that's like, these people are innocent. Like these people didn't do what those people did. Why are you punishing all of your children when only a few of your children disobeyed you? And then he disobeys his authority and is like, no, I'm going to give them power because they deserve power. But then the same thing happens again where it's like a load of good people take the power and do good things like using fire to create all sorts of things, but then also using fire to just stay warm and like cook food and shit. Whereas other people use fire to kill other people and do horrible stuff. It's like a fractal truth, you know? Fascinating shit. Um, I'm gonna catch up on the chat and then I'm gonna head because I gotta go. It's going to be 70 degrees Fahrenheit today. Should be snowing. Well, you're in Tennessee, aren't you? I always forget how to compare Fahrenheit to Celsius. Is that warm or cold? As far as I know, Fahrenheit, that's like fairly warm. I've been told ever since I was young that time would come when we couldn't tell the seasons apart. Yeah? When you couldn't tell the seasons apart? Where like what? It would like be really warm and really cold and rain a lot like every month of the year. Florida, no rain at all fell, and East Tennessee and part of the Smoky Mountains. We went to the Smoky Mountains, and on our way back, I saw where all the interstate was washed out on the other side. Shit. They held the rain from Florida and sent it up here now. Why would they do that? Control. Control and manipulation of all sorts of things. Like, they've openly admitted that they're able to modify weather patterns. They can't control the weather, but they can definitely influence it. They can definitely influence it. And there's all sorts of reasons why they would like make it rain in one place and not rain in another. If you cause a drought in one place, then, bottled water sales go way up in another location, stuff like that. I was listening to a clip of Jake Shields interviewing a guy talking about giants. He mentioned a story from South American myth where giants arrived on huge woven rafts and raped and pillaged them. Yeah, like imagine how terrifying that'd be to have like an Attack on Titan situation where a lot of giants showed up and just started wrecking everything. Like, at least you guys are armed. We'd be fucked. Then a man in the clouds descended and slew them while in the act. And like, was the man also a giant, or was he just a man like us? And he like, there's a video game about that called well, not about that. There's a video game like that called Extinction, where this like dude who's like just like he's a normal sized dude with like a nice sword or something, and he slays like all these giant orc looking things single handedly. There are still some giants around. Yeah, I believe that. I believe that. There's all sorts of like, never mind, like, um, local myths and legends. There's military records of guys coming across stuff in the deserts and the jungles and shit, where they're like, oh my god, what the fuck? Whether it be living or like bones or whatever. Like, I'm in bed all toasty, fixing for a nap. You have yourself a nap, Emmanuel. I'm gonna fix myself from some food. We're getting some additional unexpected snow here in New Hampshire this afternoon. We got plenty last night. We were supposed to get snow here, never happened. It's warmer today it's 7 degrees Celsius right now. It was -2 like 2 days ago. So that's like a fluctuation of what, 9 degrees? Mad, like. Fluctuation of 9 degrees in the space of a few days, like. Crazy. That's too warm for this time of year. Yes, in the Bible it tells where the seasons will do that. That'd be so. Imagine how crazy that'd be, where like you just take, say, January, where like January here is supposed to be cold right now, like, which it is. That'd be so mad if like the first week of January was cold, but then the second week of January it just like rained for like a week straight, and then the third week of January it got really fucking warm, like went up to like 22 degrees or 30 degrees Celsius, like the type of weather that you could get sunburn in. Oh, oh, excuse me. I could see stuff like that happening, especially like the more they fuck with the weather. I could totally see stuff like that happening, where like out of nowhere it just gets freezing cold, and then out of nowhere it gets like insanely warm. I could totally see that happening. I could send you the clip if you like, if not the whole episode. Yeah, link it to me. Yeah. We had snow on Christmas Day, but this past Christmas it was 70 degrees. That's crazy. It's supposed to be cold here too, but it's 64 degrees Fahrenheit. That's wild. All we get is rain from November till April. That's crazy. Right, I gotta go. It's 18 degrees. That's fucking wild. Yeah, like that's fucking warm. Like it's not hot, but it's fucking warm. That's absolutely crazy. Oh, right. I gotta go, guys. Much love. I'll be back same time tomorrow. Remember to thrash that like button, like it has insulted your ancestors. And I will see you tomorrow. Same timer, same pricer. Sayonara, my beloved Japunaita.